Hi, I'm Andrea Stenberg of thebabyboomerentrepreneur.com, and today I wanted to talk about Twitter because I frequently get questions and comments from people saying, why should I use Twitter? What's the point of Twitter? I don't understand Twitter. And I gotta confess, the first time I heard about Twitter, and for quite a long time, I thought it was the stupidest thing I'd ever heard of. But once I started using it, I realized it is a valuable resource in my business. So today I'm going to talk about 7 ways you can use Twitter effectively for your business. One of the simplest things to use Twitter for is to keep up to date with current events and world news. I first heard about Michael Jackson's death from Twitter. But that's not the only thing I hear about. I've learned about the tsunami in Japan. I learned about the budget in Canada. The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation tweeted the last federal budget, and I knew more about that budget than any other budget in my life. So world events, world news. Follow some news agencies, follow some reporters who you're interested in. The other thing about keeping track of world news on Twitter is it makes some of these events that are happening far away much more personal. A couple of years ago, there was a terrorist attack at some hotels in Mumbai, and somebody I knew was supposed to be in that particular hotel that day, but had gone somewhere else at the last minute and was tweeting about it. So suddenly an event that's happening on the other side of the world, I had a personal connection to. So it makes world events more real, more personal. It makes really the global village become real. The third thing you can use Twitter for is to stay current in your industry. Look at industry leaders, look at people who are knowledgeable in your industry, look at industry associations, follow them on Twitter, and you can stay current what's happening with your competitors, what's happening in the industry, what's new that you need to know about. The fourth reason, and probably the most important marketing reason, is to stay in touch with your customers and your colleagues. If you are following your customers on Twitter and you see they've landed a new client, they've gotten a new award, they've hired a new employee, you can really quickly get in touch with them and congratulate them. Let them know how, that you're paying attention to what's happening with them, not just when you are looking to be hired, but overall, you're interested in their business and how they're doing. Fifth reason to use Twitter is to get in touch with potential joint venture partners. More and more people these days are becoming reluctant to give out their email address. I'm seeing more and more, depending on the industry, business cards with no email address, but people have their Twitter address on their business card, and they won't give out their email until they get to know you. So Twitter can be a way for you to contact somebody. If you don't have their email address, you don't have their phone number, you can get in touch with them, get on their radar, let them know who you are, and then hopefully deepen that relationship down the road. Sixth way that you can use Twitter, and it's certainly something that I use, is to keep abreast of new technology. Things are changing so rapidly, it's hard to keep up to date. So find a few people who are knowledgeable about technology, find some nerds who then can talk about, they'll try out the newest, the latest and greatest and give you their feedback, and then you can make a decision from there about which ones it's worth bothering trying or which ones you can just ignore. And the final and most important marketing reason for using Twitter is to give people a chance to get to know you, your expertise, and your personality. If you are on Twitter and tweeting, which is posting on Twitter, if you're doing that regularly, you're sharing your knowledge, you're sharing your information, and sharing a bit about your personality, people will get a chance to know you. And the number one rule about marketing is it's about giving people a chance to know, like, and trust you. And Twitter is a fast, easy, an effective way to make that happen. So there's 7 ways that you can use Twitter. If you haven't gotten on, go to twitter.com, sign up, and get started. I'm Andrea Stenberg at thebabyboomerentrepreneur.com.